Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dahlia Society and a bit of shirt sewing inspiration. Try and say that fast 3 times. The So Shirty hashtag has taken off. So Shirty21. Make sure if you haven't followed it over on Instagram that you know what we're talking about. It's a fantastic competition run through Gabrielle at Cloth Edit and myself. We're collaborating in this and we are going to be judging 3 prizes, some fantastic prizes there, fabric and patterns to be won. So make sure you get onto that. There's a huge amount of people who have already entered. We've had some fantastic feedback, so many beautiful creative makes from a lot of the sewers in the community. So if you haven't had a look, head over to Instagram and follow along with that hashtag. And why not think about entering at one of your makes? Today, I've got on a shirt that I've made. One of our wonderful sponsors in the competition is Iron Patterns. And Iron Patterns have sponsored not only this So Shirty hashtag, but also back in April, we did the So April Blouse Challenge. They also sponsored that. So thank you so much to them. It's always really appreciated when we can get some fantastic indie patterns on board to help us sponsor these events. And one I've got on today, I have been asked by a lot of the viewers, what is a pattern that I would recommend for a beginner? And I think this is the perfect one. It's the I Am Patterns Lucian pattern. And this pattern comes in 3 different versions. You can make the regular shirt, the tunic style shirt, and then the dress style shirt dress. So it's a fantastic pattern. It's really easy to make and there is no collar stand. So if you're wanting a shirt without that complicated collar stand, this is a perfect one to make. I made the size 44, I think it was, and I did it in this beautiful Lady McElroy viscose Shelley lawn. I think it was from Weft and Warp in Canberra, online fabric store that's fairly new. So when I saw that they had stocked this, I grabbed myself 1.5 meters and I knew that it would make a beautiful lightweight blouse, a floaty blouse to be worn through our spring season. It's a fantastic length. You can add in the side splits. I decided to just go without the side splits and I made it with these beautiful tortoiseshell style buttons. Now the buttons that I have for a lot of my makes are from Cloth Edit. They do stock a beautiful range of buttons, so make sure you head over to have a look at Gabrielle's store. I'm going to show you some pics of how this shirt ended up and I really love wearing it. It's lovely and fluid to wear over a pair of jeans, and that's what I'm all about at the moment. We've been let out of lockdown, so I am not wearing sweatpants. I've had enough. I've been wearing them for quite some time now when I've been home, and it's about time the jeans came on and the shirts came out. Shirts are fantastic for layering items as well. I love wearing them just undone with like a cami underneath, maybe tied at the front too. I love this I Am Patterns Lucian pattern because it does give you options. You can either just use the regular cuff, which is just a nice wide cuff that I've sewn down, or you can get the add-on expansion for the regular sleeve with a proper cuff and a proper placket. That's a little bit more involved make, but really easy instructions to follow. I love wearing this and I really would like to make another one. The simplicity of the collar, it's not too high that it's choking me. I find that a lot of high neck button-up shirts can be very restrictive around the neck, and this one is perfect for me. So love the lightweight fabric. So think about your drapey fabrics, your rounds, viscose, maybe Shelley lawns, floaty, georgettes, or even things like linens and cottons would be fantastic in this pattern, which are very simple, easy make to make. If you're a beginner and you're wanting to get your teeth into a shirt pattern, I would highly recommend this. How beautiful is the fabric too. I just think this Lady McElroy prints always just seem to have the edge on anything really unusual and really different. If you're wanting something a bit on the different side, really think about looking at their range. They have some beautiful fabrics there. They are really, really lovely quality as well. So I just knew that with a floaty style shirt, this fabric would be a winner for the pattern. The next shirt I made from Iron Patterns was the Irma shirt. Now the Irma shirt is a little bit more complicated than the Lucian, but not too complicated that I think a beginner to maybe intermediate sewers could quite easily tackle. You do have the collar and collar stand as well. And this one I decided to put the floaty billowy sleeves. There's 4 different versions. You could do a straight sleeve or that beautiful bishop sleeve. But I wanted to shorten my bishop sleeve because I wanted to wear it for more warm days for heading into the late spring, summer. And I decided to put that wide cuff on the end with a thick elastic just to give a bit of a blouse effect. That puffy sort of half sleeve, I really like wearing that for the warmer days because I'm feeling the heat now. I think that I even find that even in late spring, our days are so much hotter than what I remember. But I think it could be just my internal thermostat warming up. You know what it's like, ladies. You're heading towards 50 or after 50 or beyond, and you do not feel the cold as much as you used to. It's nice to have that kind of half sleeve. And then you can wear it all year through. You can wear it through winter layered with jackets as well. This one I've used a beautiful fabric. I think it was from We Are the Fabric store, online New Zealand fabric store, which has some lovely prints as well. It's a lovely weight rayon fabric. It's got gorgeous crane print throughout it. And as I say, I decided to go for the half billowy sleeve. I used the gorgeous buttons from Cloth Edit. Now, I think they're called the Akoya brand buttons. She does have quite a few of them on there. It's like a mother of pearl shell. Really, really pretty buttons. Now with this particular Irma blouse or Irma shirt, I decided to make it with a placket as per instructions, and I just felt that it was just missing something. I really thought it was just a bit too formal looking for that fabric. So I decided to basically omit the placket and sew the buttons to the front of that. And you can see there, it's just basically sewn over the top, swapped around the side where the buttonholes were, because I wanted to show these buttons off. I think it breaks up the pattern a bit and makes it a little less formal. But go ahead, if you haven't done a placket style shirt, the instructions are fantastic. It really is quite simple to make. There are a lot of steps there to follow, but they're not hard. They're really, really easy to follow. And I think it's just a matter of slowing down and taking things step by step, especially for things like your collar stand, which can be tricky. And look, it's taken me years of practice to get a collar stand to where I want it to be. I think that when I first started sewing, I could never get a collar stand to line up with the collar. And if I did, I found it just, it's either a bit short or didn't quite fit. And then you've got things like making sure the ends are tucked in really nice and neatly. So using things like tailor's awls can be great help for poking little bits in when you're sewing them as well. And also think about using your stay stitching around the back of the neckline just to help ease that neckline and neck collar stand around really nicely. Sometimes when you don't stay stitch, you find that it doesn't give you that nice curve around the neck and it doesn't line up as well. But you must remember with collar stands, things like notches, cutting notches in the collar stands makes all the difference, that you're lining up things like your shoulder seams really nicely with your collar stand. Otherwise you will run into trouble. But it's a great pattern. I find that I prefer it not done up. I know in the pattern envelope it does have that beautiful white crisp on with a button up neck. It looks stunning. It looks really nice and formal, but I find I can't wear anything any higher than this. This one is a little bit higher because of that collar stand, and I find it's just a bit too restrictive for me. Even though it buttons up nicely, it's just a bit too high, so I like the first 2 buttons undone. But this Irma is a lot more floaty, a lot more billowy, and it does have the little bit longer back, and you can make it in the dress, which is really, really pretty as well. And things like maybe putting a tie or a belt on will make it a beautiful shirt dress as well. Now, don't forget, Iron Patterns do have a brand new collab out, the Barbara shirt. It is a beautiful overlay style. It almost has like a cape style overlay. It's really lovely in a crisp white, or even things like chambray cottons as well. Definitely one that I would think about putting into my shirt collection. It's one of those things, the more you make shirts and the more you wear them, you do feel fantastic in them, because they are a lovely thing to dress up or down as well. So I'm going to leave you guys with some fantastic entries from our So Shirty 21 competition. Make sure you think about entering. Check out the prizes as well, which are all linked below. And I hope you get some inspiration off these wonderful sewists that have so far entered our competition. And maybe let me know what your favorite one is so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but all looking beautiful. I just love the use of fabrics and colors, vintage patterns as well, which is fantastic. It's great to see a good mix of indie and vintage patterns, and big four patterns there too. So really, maybe even think about getting out one of your basic shirt patterns you've loved for years and maybe remaking it. I know that one sewist has actually used that as a template and made herself a beautiful shirt from her own shirt, maybe disassembled it. I know a lot of people have made their husband's shirts and entered, which is fantastic as well, and you can do that. Hopefully, if you haven't entered, you've got one on the make at the moment that you are going to have plenty of time to still enter it. The entries do close on the 7th of November, so plenty of time to still get your entries in. So thanks so much for watching today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know what it's about. It's about creating your own wardrobe. I'm always here to inspire you with patterns and fabrics as well. Don't forget to give this episode a like if you've enjoyed by giving it a thumbs up, and also to hit that notification bell so you will be aware of when our competition is being drawn, and we will have some great new episodes coming out very shortly for you too. Take care, keep sewing, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.